just have a look what's going on. Well, we had a weekly close. I think the weekly close is pretty good. It cleared the liquidity from highs and lows. Closed green. Closed above halfway of the previous weekly body. It was a pretty strong close. Created a fresh new weekly level. We've gone down, which it can go up and go down. There's only two choices. Sometimes I think if it's the market strong, it goes up first. The market isn't as strong as I maybe anticipated, so it went down first. Monday Asia seems to be the way to sell off on the Monday. So the last time Asia Monday, when was Asia Monday? It was here. Asia Monday. When was the Asia Monday up? Sunday, Monday, that was a big crash and then bounce. Asia likes to sell off on a Monday, so it's just good to note going forwards that if you're in positions on the Sunday night and you're in profit, then it might be worth taking your profit, because Asia Monday likes to sell off, likes to just dump the market first, and then we have to see what happens with New York. And New York is really the decider of what happens, really. New York, no one really cares about Asia. New York is what sets the motion for the rest of the month, week, for the rest of the market. So really, all eyes are on New York. No one really cares about Asia so much. But it is good to know that if you're in a position on a Sunday night, then it might be worth kind of scaling back or hedging or something, because Asia Monday loves to sell, loves to dump the market. That's the kind of price action that we've been experiencing recently. So it's something good to bear in mind. Yeah, don't get caught on an Asia Monday which is starting to sell. You can make good money if you take a short, but that's kind of the way it goes at the moment. And don't hold on to those, because it's probably just kind of a liquidity sweep. The other thing that was quite interesting was that I've noticed on my X feed that some people have posted some stuff about Binance selling. I saw it earlier. Let me see if I can quickly find it. Probably not, because I can never find stuff when I want to find stuff. But I did post it in Discord, so I will find it. Yeah. Breaking! Binance has also been selling large amounts of Solana in the last few hours. First ETH and then Sol. So that's quite interesting, isn't it? Solana's dumping Solana. Binance is dumping Solana. They were dumping ETH, now they're dumping Solana. What does that mean? Does that mean they're bearish? No, they're just they're in their exchange trying to make money. That's all it is, really, I think. I don't think there's anything interesting about that, except that they're trying to liquidate leveraged positions. That's what they do. That's how they make their money. They'll probably just buy back in. It's not really a big deal, is it? These larger exchanges are unscrupulous characters. They're not your friends, they're your foes. Centralized exchanges are your foes. That is partly reason why I had no sympathy for Bybit. And even though I actually do respect Ben Zhao's proactivity in the way he handled the situation, I have no respect for Bybit. Even though I use Bybit, I have no respect for them or any of the other exchanges, because they're in it to fuck you. Literally, they're in it to fuck you. They're in it to make as much money as possible. They don't give a shit about anyone. So I saw him whining, and I actually posted, you might agree or disagree, whatever, doesn't really matter. You know, we can agree to disagree. But I saw that he posted yesterday. At this point, he's whining, Ben Zhao. At this point, it is really not about Bybit or any entity. It's about our general approach towards hackers as an industry. Really hope that exchange, whatever, can reconsider and help us by blocking funds outflowing from them. We are also getting help from Interpol and international regulatory bodies, helping blocking these funds is not just helping Bybit. And then he's quoting this intercepted email, and the email is basically a response from Exchange, Instant Exchange, and they respond to Bybit's email. Hi Exchange, this is Bybit Risk Team. As you may know, we have recently experienced an attack. We are now trying our best to track and freeze the stolen funds. By observing the previous money laundering pattern of the attacker, it is very likely that they may be using your platform to funnel the stolen funds. We would greatly appreciate it if Exchange can perhaps freeze the funds if they ever deposit to your platform attackers' addresses. And then they did respond, hello there. Given the direct attacks on our reputation, of the reputation of our exchange by Bybit over the past year, it is difficult for us to understand the expectation of collaboration at this time. Specifically, we have noted the deposits from exchange addresses have been labeled as high risk, resulting in freezing of these funds and causing significant distress among our users. Despite our efforts to communicate these issues to your team, we have not received any responses. They don't say no, they just says in light of these circumstances, we would appreciate a clear explanation as to why we should consider providing assistance to an organization that has actively undermined our reputation. I don't think it was a bad email, to be honest with you. In response, at least they responded, and I think Ben Zhao is childish, because, and definitely not diplomatic, especially when his fucking money got hacked. And you know, I made a comment here. You're wrong to expect people to help you if you have previously taken a harsh approach against them. At the least, apologize for the past and promise them that on the basis of their help, you're willing to reset the relationship. Otherwise, there's no win for them. It's really important to give people a win, huh? When you're trying to negotiate. You can't just expect them to help just because it was a hack. Especially when you haven't even responded to their emails or their requests. You know, it's really bad behavior from Bybit. And it's also bad expectation from Bybit now that they need help, that they expect it. So I'm not really a fan of these big exchanges, even though I use them. Even though I actually respect Bybit's response to the hack, because they could have crashed the market. They could have done all kinds of bad things, which would have caused more uncertainty. They didn't. They did actually respond very well. That being said, I don't like his approach, and okay, I wrote that. A lot of people attacked me for that, but I mean, I got a lot of likes as well. And ultimately, people have to realize that if you want something, you have to give something. You know, you can't just, nothing is for free. You can't just expect people to help. And if you're not willing to help them, then why should you expect people to help you? Anyway, that's just a kind of a side note, like a more kind of a thought for the day. This is my opinion. You can agree to disagree. I think it would be very easy for them to just apologize and try to reset the relationship on the basis of this hack, but they haven't gone down that path. Maybe they are, maybe they will. But I mean, to kind of, it's a bit of a threat to say that we're bringing Interpol into play. Anyway, I don't like that. So what are we seeing here on Bitcoin? Well, it looks bearish. It looks very bearish. There is a little bit of a kind of a triangle forming, isn't it? Tightening triangle. These kinds of triangles can break either way, up or down. There's no reason to think that it's going to break up, to break down. But that's kind of where we're at now, isn't it? It looks like a little bit of a triangle. I'm going to draw that better. And at the same time, I'm going to just update the volume, because I always do that. I'm just live analyzing now. I'm just updating my charts live. So if you're not interested, then don't watch. You can do it yourself as well. You know, so it's nothing new. Yeah, point of control has moved down slightly. area, my, not real big changes in the volume. Let's get rid of those brush strokes. We have a little range volume here as well. We'll have a look at that. So let's just kind of zoom in on this this little triangle here. It's not too bad actually. It's not too bad though. Let's see that. That's that one. Which point do you take? Well, I usually take the outer points, the furthest away. It's actually a more in my mind, it's a little bit more bullish than bearish, just because it's kind of sloping down a little bit more. But these kinds of triangle type situations, you're kind of looking to catch the lows. We're right in the middle at the moment, aren't we? Is there anything else on the charts that gives us some? There's some single prints there. Time frame levels. What's that? Well, we've already hit the daily level. See that? Hit the daily level again. Taking the liquidity from previous day low. So that's not bad. All right. Kind of stuck, aren't we? We're a little bit stuck. Bitcoin's a bit stuck, which generally is good for altcoins when Bitcoin is stuck, but only if it's bullish. And I think the market right now is unsure. We're not sure. We're not sure if this is bullish or bearish. We're just kind of stuck in this. It's like a wedge, isn't it? It's like a cheese wedge. You could argue it's slightly more bullish because we kind of put in a higher low here, but you know, you could always go down. You know, you could always go down, and you could always go down. You could always go down. Yeah, you can always go down. You can always go down. You can always go up. No one really knows what's going to happen. A lot of people think they know. No one really knows. A lot of people think this is going to 73. I've seen that. Maybe, you know, maybe. So I've been following this guy, Miles. Is it Miles? Mile. Is it Mile or Miles? Let me see if I saved it. Don't always save things, but sometimes I do. Oh, I don't think I saved them. Miles. I see him pop up a lot. That's why. Oh, there it is. Miles with a Y. Miles. He's got his own methods. I saw him yesterday post, or today even, 6 hours ago, posting 77,777, and he's calling for ETH to go down to 1,500 soon. Please advise. So, food for thought. You can't ignore these people because they're traders. These people are traders. They trade. This Miles G Investments is a spot trader, but they have a method, they have a system, and you can't ignore them. It's good to kind of take. Doesn't mean it's going down. It's just food for thought. 777. He wants it to go down all the way down to here to fill this gap here. He basically wants it to go all the way down to somewhere around here. That would bring ETH down to his targets if that was to happen. Yeah, I think it could happen. It could happen, but also at the same time, it doesn't have to happen tomorrow or next week or next month. Yeah, it could happen in the future, but no one really knows when and how it will happen. I think I am expecting to go down to, I don't know if I'm expecting to go down now. I think it'll be too easy for it to go down now. That's the thing. That's the thing I was thinking. It's like so many people are in shorts right now. So many people have hedged. So much liquidity up here which hasn't been taken, which is piling on. It'd be too easy for it to go down. Huh? It'd be very easy for all these people who've shorted. It'd be a massive payday for them, but it'll be a bit too easy. You're clearing the gaps, you're clearing out leverage longs, but you know, these shorts have to take profit as well. And I don't know how easy it's going to be for the price to just drop like that, because it does require longs to close that market. And there is spot buying here by institutions and large players like MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor and Co. I don't know how easy. I don't necessarily think we're going to go down the easiest route. Yeah. So even though there are some people calling for lower, I'm still not in that mindset at the moment, because I mean, we have lost the point of control clearly. So that has to be reclaimed. That's going to be your first indication of strength in this context. And so we are seeing a little bit of weakness here. It's obvious, isn't it? And we had a really bearish candle on Friday, this 12-hour candle, really bearish engulfing candle, which we're obviously seeing a little bit of follow through in terms of the momentum. But it's still struggling, huh? We've been struggling to go down, yeah? You can see that in the wicks. And there is some kind of rounding here as well. So I don't necessarily think it's going to be that easy for all these people who are calling for lower. We may go down, so a lot of people are selling. They may get caught out because the price could easily pop. And then drop. Could easily do that, just to do what this Miles wants, which is a drop down to wherever he wants. Okay, I think that's more likely than just going down. I think it's going up before going down makes more sense to me, but you know, I don't control this, and the market makers and the rest of the market can do what they want. So I'm still not necessarily in that mindset. I will become more and more, I'll get more and more into that mindset the minute we lose the range value area low and this what seems to be an upward, the bottom of this trend line, huh? This bottom of this triangle. So if we do suddenly start seeing the price, if we start losing some key levels, like maybe somewhere around 93.5, maybe 90k. 90k is much lower, huh? It's about 90k. 93.5 is somewhere around there. Start losing there, that'll be quite weak. We bounce and we just can't get up. Then I'll be thinking, yeah, we're probably looking to go down. If we don't get a strong bounce, if we don't get a strong reaction, big liquidation followed by a strong reaction, then I'll be thinking probably down. Okay. But at the moment I'm not thinking like that, even though I know it could go down at any point in time. Just to capture liquidity, put in like a higher low or something, and then it will require, as time passes, it's going to require strength to get up, because we've got this kind of sloped trend line which we've hit 3 times now. The next time, much weaker, huh? We want to hit it again, 4th time, 5th time, much weaker. It'll still resist, but it will be much weaker, and then it will depend on how strong the strength is to push it through. So we have to see what happens with it. No one's 100% about what's going to happen. The momentum is slowly fading as well, and that's something else that's quite interesting. So slowly the momentum is fading. You know, if the bears wanted to push the price down, they could have done it so many times. Because the momentum was initially to the downside, and now the momentum is slowly kind of waning, flattening on some of these medium time frames. Quite flat momentum now. They're playing out, the momentum is playing out, but it's not, we're not really getting the crazy push yet. The price is stuck. You can see the price is stuck underneath these kind of moving averages, so that is considered bearish. It's not bullish. for that to happen. And if you get continuation of that idea and then the price just can't get up, then you could actually drop. Yeah, you just have to see how the market reacts to that. But when you look at these medium time frame moving averages, they're all pretty flat now. Lower time frame, they're all flat, so the momentum is actually quite flat. You've got this daily Bollinger Band midpoint, which is the 20 moving average, simple moving average. I think we've played out the 20 moving average now. We've kind of rubbered down. We're underneath it still, so it is still bearish in that sense. We've hit the 50 moving average, resisted. But we have got these kind of slightly higher time frame moving averages steamrolling to the upside, and that's going to have an impact. 2 day, that's a 2 day candle chart. 3 days, so 3 day you've got this 50 simple moving average, and I'm looking at the 50 here, 40, you can look at 40, 35, whatever, EMAs, whatever. You can see that slightly higher time frame, the moving averages are still kind of steamrolling to the upside. When you look at the weekly moving average, this weekly midpoint, this weekly 20 moving average, and the midpoint of the Bollinger Band, this 20 moving average, if you were to put the Bollinger Band in, you see it's the same line, the midpoint. Haven't even hit it yet, and I'd like to think that's actually going to push the price up, especially since we haven't come to it in an aggressive manner. We've kind of gently come to it, and it's coming up really fast. So I am inclined to think that it will probably, I mean, I'm talking about balance of probabilities, never 100%, but I am imagining that this will probably somehow push the price up, just to break up, to kind of clear the liquidity from those highs, break up, get people bullish, and then if that wanes, that's it. Then the next time it's not there anymore, is it? And then you have your kind of big gap drop to these lower levels that the guy Miles was talking about, 77, 777, whatever. I think that's more likely to play out than any other scenario at the moment. But I think the momentum on every time frame, higher time frame, is extremely bullish, and we just need time now. So the longer it takes for the price to kind of be here in this area, in this kind of area, whatever, the more bullish this becomes, because you've got these higher time frame, these monthly moving averages, which are starting to push up, and they're gonna have a much more significant impact on the movement of the price than all of those lower time frame moving averages. The lower time frame moving averages are going to get flinged along, going to be slapped along by these higher time frame moving averages. Yeah. Now, I don't trade moving averages, but I do like to look at them to see where the momentum's at, and that can help with not jumping in too early or kind of just sticking with the trends, and not kind of going counter trending. So nothing really to report, is there? It's like Bitcoin is stuck, Bitcoin is range bound. Sometimes when the US markets open, the S&P 500 will gap, the Russell 2000 will gap, or whatever. So you'll get these kind of initial New York session pumpy dumpy moves, and then the gap fills, and then you get the reverse movement, and then the session will take the price of the stocks in the direction it wants to go, and that has an impact on Bitcoin and the rest of the markets. And that's kind of where the movement's at the moment right now. But look, we're kind of range bound. We're in the lower part of the range. So ideally what we want to see is for this Bitcoin, for strength, we want to see this to kind of just get back up above these kind of local range point of control, the range point of control. If we find strength there, then you're going to start getting a little bit of bullishness, probably another push up to attack that trend line very, very aggressively. And Could reject again. Fake out, could fake out. No, fake out wouldn't surprise me. Shake out, fake out, shake out. You know, you can go all the way right back down. Another shake out. Then we want to actually get out there if we want to go up. So it's going to be volatile, huh? It's not going to be straight and easy. Volatility is terrible for the altcoin market, for the rest of the market. It's good for Bitcoin, but it hurts the altcoins, because generally speaking, when Bitcoin is so volatile, altcoins will generally bleed because of the uncertainty. Volatility on Bitcoin is uncertainty across the rest of the market. So it's just food for thought. There's nothing really to say apart from this is the kind of range. This is the triangle, and right now you're at the lower part, so you'd be thinking about longing. And then when it goes up, you'll be thinking about taking profit, maybe shorting, take it right back down. It's basically how it's being played out right now. Actually, we've been stuck in this range. Take profit the highs, short the highs, take profit the lows, long the lows. And basically that's what's been going on ever since we put this range in. It's been at the highs here once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, maybe 5, maybe 6 times. The lows maybe once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Now this is the 7th time. That's really what's going on right now with Bitcoin, really. And I actually think this is quite bullish, just because we had such a crazy drop 2 weeks ago on Monday. Was it Monday? Yeah. 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago now. And if the bears were truly in control, then it would be like that. If it was bear market season, bear season, then we'd be going down. There's no way that we'd be going sideways for such a long time, yeah, because of the momentum. So I don't actually think this is bearish, but it is what it is. It's a range bound price action. We're at the bottom of the range, so you'll be looking for longs, not shorts. You'll be looking to short this, you'll be looking to long this. If you're not shorting, then you're looking to long, and then you're looking to take profit. You're not looking for a breakout. Could get a breakout, but you're not looking for it. Anyway, that's kind of Bitcoin in a nutshell. Again, I talked about a Wyckoff distribution in the past. Let me have a look at it again. I looked at 2 schematics in the past. We just kind of group that up together. Triangle. Put that fixed range in it. Get rid of volume here. These are the 2 schematics that we're looking at. Let's have a look at them again. Sign of weakness in phase B, UT, and we're kind of here. That's what it looks like still. Huh? It doesn't look very different to the Wyckoff schematic, does it? It looks very. It still looks Wyckoff schematic-y. Whether it's 1 or 2 depends on this UTAD test or this LPSY. This UT test would mean that this, if you get a breakout, you're going to take the all-time high. If it's not, if you can't take the all-time high, then you're just coming up here to put some volume up there before you drop. But either way, it's still looking like a Wyckoff schematic, doesn't it? It still looks like it. So there's no changes in my original idea from a few weeks ago when I talked about this Wyckoff schematic. Now, I was hoping that we would kind of have a bit more of a uppy up. Never get what you want. But it still does look like it, huh? It still looks very familiar to these schematics, doesn't it? Now in in Discord, I saw on X someone posted a different variation of the Wyckoff distribution, slightly different timings of the Wyckoff distribution. It's miles again. So let me just kind of have a look at that. He posted that on 15th. I've been talking about this longer than this guy, obviously. This is what he thinks. Let's have a look at it. Let me copy that. And let me kind of pull it into... So he's saying we've already had the UT test, which is that. Food for thought, huh? So I've put that as BC, he's put that as UT. I'm not convinced by his idea just because I can't see the sign of weakness in phase B. He hasn't marked it out. And then when you do get it, there's a big gap because you go from sign of weakness to UT, not sign of weakness to UT test. So there's a slight... I'm not convinced by... I mean, he's put this UT test in... I'm not 100% by his interpretation. It's an idea and you can't ignore it. Just because this sign of weakness in phase B clearly puts a low underneath this AR. So you have to identify the AR, which comes in phase A. So I'm assuming that's it there. So the next low taken is your sign of weakness. And sometimes you can make these things suit your narrative, suit your own narrative. But actually I prefer mine. I do prefer my drawings to his. I think the other thing is that this drop from UTAD test down to the sign of weakness here isn't sideways, it's down, it's down, it's down, and it's down, you know, because you finished. And here we're not seeing that. This isn't down and down and down. This is, for me, this is more like this, kind of the midpoint here. So I do disagree. I honestly disagree with his analysis. Not to discount it, and it might be why he's calling for lower. And so we'll find out. We'll find out who's right and who's wrong. I do prefer my drawings, but it's good to have a look at other people's drawings and their viewpoints. Like I said, I do kind of keep an eye on other people, just to kind of see what other people are saying, and it's food for thought. I'm actually prefer my drawings at the moment. But we'll know when it happens, because eventually we're going to break this triangle, aren't we? Eventually we're going to break this triangle. And we're going to break this range. Eventually it's going to happen. Usually when you're breaking, you go down first, but you never know. Shit happens in crypto. Just go up. Ideally you just want to go up. It could be a fake out, fake down to break up, you know. I think that's always more likely than not. Fake out to the top side, fake out to the bottom side for a breakout to the top side. If we're going to go up, it'd be more like that. If you want to go down, just go down, for fuck's sake. Just what are you waiting for? This is the thing. Like, what are the bears waiting for? Just take the price down and shit on the show. And I think they've been struggling. I think the bears have been struggling here. And so that's why I'm kind of more inclined for a breakout to the upside. But it doesn't mean you can't get a fake out, fake down to break out. And I don't necessarily think the breakout is going to be crazy like that either. Fake out, fake down to break out. You know, you could be more like that. Something like that. I'd love to see an all-time high. I'd love to see a schematic one play out. Get everyone really bullish. I'm not really fussed. Because then I will be expecting the price to crash to complete my Wyckoff schematic and to fill these gaps, and then we can begin our mega bull, the real bull season. All of this is shit. The price actions last year, apart from Bitcoin, which has been pumping, and some other coins, has been really shit. So a lot of coins have been given back by gains to Bitcoin. It's not pleasant for a lot of people, which is normal, huh? The market makers, the institutions, they just don't want people to make money. They're not interested in people making money. They just want to keep all the money to themselves. That's really what's going on. So keep an eye on this, on Bitcoin. And if anyone has any comments or any food for thought, feel free to come into my Discord. It's free. Come and chat with me and others. The link is below. Come and have a look and chat. Always chat. It's a lonely business, trading, and there's lots of big chat rooms where you can chat to lots of different random people. Come chat to me for some reason. Come have a chat. It's free. It's growing. I've got it's a new Discord. Huh? I didn't even create it. Altcoin Dreaming made it for me. Appreciate that. And people can come and share their charts and whatever. We can have a look together. I've been a bit sick, so I've kind of been a little bit inactive, but I still chat. I like to chat. I don't like to not chat. I like to have a conversation. Even if we disagree, we can agree to disagree. You know, that's good. It's healthier. Let's have a look in the context of what I've been talking about here. Let's have a look at ETH BTC, because I think ETH BTC is absolutely critical for the mega alt season that we all hope and want. Now, I've done various ETH BTC videos. I am looking for a scenario where this will play out, this kind of pattern, so to speak. I like patterns, I like candlesticks, I like them, and I do like to see them play out. I like to see the movement of candles play out, and usually it happens. Usually history does like to repeat itself, usually in crypto, especially when you're seeing certain things and you've seen it before. Then I'll give you a little bit of indication of what's to come. I think we're possibly here still. Let me have a look. So we had a weekly close. Let's have a look at the weekly close. This was here. We had a swing failure. Actually, it's quite interesting because on Grok, I went on Grok for yesterday and I created a script on Grok for it. You know, you can do that. It's really good. You can just tell Grok what you want, and it'll create Pine script, which you can create your own indicators out. So I created yesterday. I was like, let me do something constructive. I created my own indicator, and just based on what I like to, see for reversals, effectively, based on candlesticks. This is what I'm looking for here: swing failure followed by a bullish engulfing. That's what I'm looking for. The swing failure here is that little green arrow. Bullish engulfing is that little white arrow. You've got the first bottom here, you've got the second bottom here, and then you've got the mega bottom here. This is the mega bottom. Like a triple bottom here to get out of these lows. I've talked about these in my previous videos. This is on the weekly. This is on the weekly time frame. Let's have a look at it where we are now. So none of my indicators are flagging just yet. So the indicator that I wrote for me, it's not flagging quite yet, is it? I'm not getting the swing failure, not getting the bullish engulfing. But we had a really nice weekly close. It was a higher close, closed higher than the previous week there. Now we're going down for a test. So you look in this red, it's the first day, you're looking, you're feeling bearish, but actually it's just the first day. Have to see how this plays out. We could be looking at something different, but I am looking at potentially a bottom here. There is a potential bottom to be had here. And then when you zoom in a little bit, this is the 3-day chart. You can see you've got the swing failure, and the bullish engulfing candle here on the 3-day. There's also a bullish engulfing there. Let me just kind of correspond that to that first bottom here. Here was just a bullish engulfing on the 3-day. That indicated the first bottom here. That was the first bottom. There was no swing failure, but you had a weekly swing failure. So I am looking for like a weekly swing failure, but short of that, I'm looking for something else, and maybe this is it. Maybe we're getting it here. Hi, John. Welcome. Do you like my MAGA hat? My pink MAGA hat? One last final push to the downside, in my opinion. It's possible. Huh? It's always possible. At the moment, just looking at the weekly time, let me just hide all this shit. ETH BTC has to bottom out. If you want all season, ETH BTC has to bottom out. There's no two ways about it. I'm not making this up. It's just a fact. Yeah, you have to accept it. You have to live with it, and you have to accept it. If you want all season, we need a bottom here, just like we had a bottom here. Yeah. And in my previous videos, I indicated that actually this was the entry here, there. That was your bottom. And so you can see we're very early. We're quite early. None of these were the bottoms. That was the bottom there. It was the third bottom. That was the actual bottom when you want to compare it to USDT, the USDT chart. Effectively, you're looking at divergence where ETH BTC is stronger and the USDT chart is weaker. And once you see that, and you're looking for a pump for it to come back to a local golden pocket and find support there. That's your bottom. That's the bottom that we want. Now, everything that we're doing now is trying to catch the bottom early, trying to be smart. But really, when you're in profit, and try and take profit, because we'll see it. We'll see the bottom. When it happens, we'll see the bottom. There's going to be no rush, because I'm looking at the higher time frame. The momentum is strongly to the downside. We haven't even begun to turn the 20 moving weekly average. See that? And that's going to take some time. Look, it took some time to do that before we could turn it. And actually, you don't want to buy underneath. You want to buy on top, or when it comes back for a test. And even then, you still need to the price to react off the next moving average, the next big moving average, the next 50 simple. I use a simple 50 simple. Anyone can use any moving average. Some people use 60, some people use 48, whatever. It doesn't really matter, because they kind of all, when you're trending, they all kind of line up and they go in kind of some kind of parallel movement to the direction of the trends. It doesn't really matter which ones you use, as long as you're consistent with the ones that you use. We're quite early here. I'd have a lot more confidence if I saw a swing failure and I saw a bullish engulfing like this green and white arrow that indicates what I want to see, which is a red swing failure of the previous week and then a bullish engulfing. For me, that's a really strong reversal indicated by that. You see the price starts to pump after that until we get the reversal, which is the reversal is a green swing failure followed by a red bearish engulfing. You see, amazing. I created this indicator on Grok just by telling Grok this is what I wanted. Amazing. And even kind of even did all this for me. Amazing. Kind of visually helpful. It means I don't have to try and work it out. Although I could easily work it out, but not 100%. Nothing's ever 100% now. On the monthly time frame, so this is the thing. On the monthly time frame, it's not so obvious because here you see on the monthly time frame, the bottom wasn't obvious at all, was it? It wasn't easy to see the bottom here. There was no kind of swing failure. There was a bullish engulfing. Maybe that's what we need to see, a monthly bullish engulfing. That was your bullish engulfing candle, that green candle there, indicated by that white arrow. That we had one there, that was the 1st of May 24. And then I don't know. Didn't bottom there. I'd like to see if and that bullish engulfing. Yeah, you see ETH pumped, bullish engulfing, it pumped quite nicely in that month. So there is a correlation between ETH BTC pumping and ETH pumping, and when ETH pumps, crypto pumps too. And so when you're looking at these green candles, you see when you correlate it to ETH, you see that ETH does go up generally, not always, but most of the time. On the monthly time frame, you are looking for a bullish engulfing candle to set this off. And usually with these bullish engulfing candles, you do test. There is a test of where it began. And so once you see it, then you're looking for a test, and that test is your entry. And that should be the bottom. That's the monthly time frame again. So we are still a little bit early, I think. Look at a 2-week time frame. Yeah, no real indication, no real clues here. It's hard to see. All that I can see clearly is that the moving averages do have to turn. You can't just turn these, like whatever happens, you need some kind of impulse, and you need the price to start finding support on top of these moving averages. You can't bottom out until we get the price turn these moving averages. Is really important, and on every time frame, it just has to happen. It's just something that has to happen. You can't just bottom out. We're not going to go to the moon. We're not going to get, there's no V-shaped recovery to be had here. That's bullshit. It doesn't work like that. And the momentum's really strong to the downside, and so historically, when you're looking at ETH BTC, you can clearly see that unless the momentum is going up, that's the only time you can really get a V-shaped recovery is when the momentum is trending up, and then that's when you can get the V-shaped recovery. When you've got the momentum trending down, you don't get V-shaped recoveries. You have to turn and flatten the momentum, and that's going to take some time. It take multiple weeks. It could take multiple weeks. If we are at the beginning, if we are somewhere here, by the time we bottom out somewhere here, how many weeks did that take? This is 2-week candles, 16 times 32 weeks. So 32 weeks to turn this. So 32 weeks, 16 candles. Huh? This is all the way into September. See that? September. So it's not going to be a straightforward process to turn this, to turn the momentum on ETH BTC. So just because Trump is buying, just because his son Donald Trump Jr. is Eric Jr., whatever, Eric Trump, whatever, they're all saying, buy ETH, you're never going to regret it. Michael Saylor says, buy BTC, you're never going to regret it. You've got to have a slightly higher time horizon in the way you approach the charts, and that's actually going to be a lot safer for most people, rather than just kind of looking at the hour-to-hour fluctuations and panicking. Like, look at this. Oh my God, it's going to zero. Panic, panic, panic. All right, let's have a look at ETH. So, fucking Bybit, cunts. They bought their ETH allocation over the weekend, I think. They were just buying ETH. They were just pumping ETH. Why didn't they just wait for the dip? That would have been smarter for them to just wait for the dip rather than just pump it, pump it. Again, these market makers, they have no interest in helping the market, really. They only have vested interest in themselves. Just pump it, pump it, pump it over the weekend when the liquidity is relatively low. They were in like panic mode. We need to fill our bags. Could just wait for Monday and caught the decline. Again, look at the momentum. You know, you have to turn these momentum, this downward momentum has to turn. Yeah, you're never going to go up without being able to turn these momentum, these moving averages, at least flatten them out. Every single time you hit them, you're going to probably rubber back down. It's just going to play out like this until we can flatten out all of these and bottom out here. And you know, on every time frame you can see the momentum is now turning. And so if you look at the last time, this is the 3-day candle, 3-day chart. You see the 3-day 20 moving average, the midpoint is here. Even if it went, even when it came above, look at that, it still dropped. Huh? So we haven't even hit it yet. We hit it once there. That's like there. Even if this kind of trends down and we manage to get like that, we're still probably going to come back down there. So it's just the way the charts are playing out at the moment. That being said, there are a shit ton of ETH shorts that could get squeezed, and the thing about ETH shorts getting squeezed is that longs take profit and then it pulls the price back down, and no one is looking to chase the longs, and then it ends up still looking bearish. So we haven't changed the sentiment where people are actually market buying because they're bullish. You get short squeezes, they last for a few hours, maybe a day, two, and then the price drops right back down because the shorts re-enter and longs take profit, and then it starts looking droopy, and then everyone who wants to long is looking at the chart and they're thinking, oh, I'd like to buy ETH at 1,500 or 1,700 or whatever, or 2,000. I'm not interested in just jumping in right now. If ETH was able to find strength and just go up like that, then people will be more interested in buying ETH then, because they'll be looking to buy the pullback. They're looking to buy higher, huh? After they've seen a significant sign of strength, taking the previous high, changing market structure to bullish on a medium time frame. I think then people will be a lot more interested to buy ETH if the price can show that kind of strength. People are more interested in buying higher than trying to catch the lows, because the reason why they don't like to catch the lows is because they're worried that it's going to go lower. That's really what it comes down to. So anyway, we have to see what happens. It's no one really knows. And then again, when you're looking at the monthly time frame, I have to see how the monthly candle closes actually. And I mentioned that in my Discord yesterday, saying probably we're just waiting for the monthly now. It's the 24th of February, so in 4 days time, monthly candle close. That's going to be Friday, I think. Yeah, Friday. I would like to see ETH close higher than the previous month low. Yeah, on this chart, which is the Binance chart. I'd like to see it close lower, higher, sorry. I'll be looking at some different charts as well, not just the Binance one, but I'd like to see a monthly close above 2,900 for a monthly swing failure on this candle. I think that will give me a lot of confidence that the price is holding and it's not looking to go down. Now, it doesn't mean we can't go down to go back up, but we had a swing failure there, and then the price sold off into it. But now I'm looking for this to do the same thing. I'm looking for it to close higher than that low. I think if it does, we'll probably look at next month being quite a strong green month. I think if we close lower, we could still see a rally. But then I don't, depending on how we close, will depend on how strong the rally is and how far it gets. So if we close higher than that low, then you could end up with a bullish engulfing month for April, for March, to push through. But if you close lower like that, then the next kind of, you could see a rally, and then basically that's your range just to get up to there. And then that's when people will take profit, and then you could end up, we have to see how that ends, but it's not bullish. It's not bullish if you close lower. And that's something I'll be looking for to see how that closes. And also don't forget that in 4 days time the 2-month candle will close too. And again, here I'm looking for a nice strong close, slightly different type of situation. I think just on first glance you just want it to close somewhere above the top of that candle there, but I think a strong close, and we won't know until it does close, would be like a 50%. Again, it's 2,900. Look, see, 50% is 2,898. Yeah. So if you close above 2,900, then you've got a nice strong close. There's a strong close on the 2-month candle. There's a strong close on the monthly candle. So it's quite a strong close. The reason why you want a strong close, because it's showing you that there's a bullish reaction, which is preventing the price from closing lower. And above 50% for me is bullish. Anything underneath 50% for me is droopy. It's not bullish enough. And that would they would correlate, because then you'd also on the monthly time frame, you'd be looking for, it'd be a lower close. Now that wouldn't be bullish. If it closed lower, that wouldn't be bullish. Doesn't mean the price won't go up. It doesn't mean you can't make money. It doesn't mean you can't trade it. But it would set the course for what's to come. So that's kind of what I'm looking for on ETH. There is a correlation between that and where ETH BTC closes. So best case scenario, we get a bullish close on ETH BTC at the end of the month. Again, that would be above the previous month low. On the 2-month candle, I'll be looking for the wick to just be bigger than the 2-month body. Yeah, so just because I don't necessarily think we're going to be able to close higher than the previous candle low, that would be the most bullish scenario. But in this situation, you just want the wick to be bigger than the body. So we'd have to analyze that when that happens. When that happens. This one's a bit more tricky because the 2-month, whatever, doesn't look great either. Whatever happens, it's not going to look great. That looks like a swing failure. If it closes red, it looks like a rejection. Preferably greener. Preferably green. It just gives us a chance to go up again. If it's red, you could reject. On the next up, it will look more bearish if it was red. Green, this looks bearish too for me on this 2 monthly candle. So again, this is the monthly candle. Again, depending on the reaction, it's the same idea. You want to see a strong close at the end of the month. That will kind of set the course of what's to come. In this context, you could argue anything above there would be fine. I think I just want to see the wick bigger than the body. Yeah. And again, above 50% would be the best case scenario. Above 97,763 would be best case scenario above the 50 fib. But if the wick is, if the current month wick is bigger than the body, then I think that would suffice in this type of situation for a bullish enough close. If it's just like this and droopy, let's just say we close here. I think this is really bearish. And so the next up would be a sell. You sell into that. You wouldn't buy. You buy to sell, or you wait for it to rise to sell. You wouldn't be looking to take it higher. It'd be very bearish to close that. We look really droopy, huh? If we closed here. So we've got 4 days to go. I'm kind of thinking to myself, you know, Monday dump, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, grind up, maybe with a final pump. Who knows? Like, again, the stock markets and the Russell 2000 have a somewhat important role in what happens. The DXY is looking great, huh? Because potentially you can have a lower close on the monthly time frame. And it's a proper full-on, fully fledged reversal going on there in DXY. So I think generally speaking, I'm pretty pleased with the DXY. Not translating into higher prices or pumpy prices just yet, but rejection from the golden pocket, reversal here, losing the lows here, reversal, potential reversal here on the monthly time frame. Be nice. It'll be nice for the DXY to drop down. How far down would you want it to go? Well, I don't think we're going to crash, but golden pocket, 50 fib, golden pocket for a higher low. So again, I think I don't think crypto is ready to go to the moon. But we might get a pump. We might get a pump to try and bottom out ETH BTC, which is what I'm looking for first. That's kind of my update for today.